Thank you, Tracy. We're here at the Center San Lorenzo in Rome, and with me is Cardinal Joseph Coutts, Archbishop Emeritus of Karachi in Pakistan. He's been always an outspoken advocate for religious freedom in Pakistan and for human rights. And we've learned that also today is the International Day of the Girl Child. This day has been introduced to remember the plight and hardships of women and girls around the world. In Pakistan, human rights groups say that there are more than 1,000 forced marriages every year, especially members of religious minorities such as Christians, such as Catholic girls, are victims to those kind of violations. Now, Your Eminence, what is the Church doing in the light of such a situation, also especially of Catholic girls?
Yeah, for any such injustices, under the Catholic Bishops' Conference, we have a Commission for Justice and Peace, which is headed by a bishop, and we have an office for this. And whenever, you see, usually it is the poor people who suffer these kind of injustices, whether it is being kidnapped and forced into marriage or any other things, blasphemy law, etc. So we try to provide help in this way by organizing a defense, lawyers and other things which a poor man can't afford. So we help them that way, of course, psychologically, and then, of course, always with prayer. So we try to do what we can, keeping in mind that when you talk about the Catholic Church, we are only about 2 or 2.5% of the population. It's a very small Catholic Church, spread over a big population of more than 200 million people. 95% of the population of Pakistan is Muslim. But we also have many good Muslim people, like the Human Rights Commission of Pakistan, or even women's groups called Women Action Forum, good Muslim people.
So you're trying to work together also with Muslim groups, Muslim people in your country, of course, to help girls and women who are forced into marriage. How do we, if we say forced marriage, what does that look like? Do you have an example?
See, what I think now in this context, in these days, what we're talking about is when a non-Christian, usually a Muslim, kidnaps a non-Muslim girl, whether Hindu or Christian, forces her into marriage, and then says, she's now my wife. Of course, then the girl will be threatened. If you are brought before a judge and you're questioned, you've got to say, yes, I've done it of my own free will. When the girl says that, then it's not a crime anymore.
Have you known personally cases like that?
Yes, I have. In fact, in my former diocese, just last year, I retired only a few months ago, there was a very high-profile case of a girl called Arzu. She was a 7th grade girl. She was about 14 years old, Catholic, and it was somebody from the neighborhood who had his eye on her, a Muslim man who was in his 40s, and one day she disappeared from the home, and a day or two later, the parents got through somebody documents proving that she had got married to this man and sort of saying, she's now my wife, she has converted to Islam. In other words, you don't do anything about it. We took it up, but we didn't work alone. I contacted groups such as these, the Human Rights Commission. Even the government has a Human Rights Commission, headed by a lady lawyer, a former judge, a Muslim. I knew them all, and they came and they said, Bishop, don't worry, this is not your problem, it is a problem for society. And they helped us, and through the Justice and Peace, our commission, we employed a very good lawyer. The lawyer was a Muslim, and he made it very clear in court. He says, the girl has been taken by, she's a minor. So taking her away from her parents is an act of kidnapping, number one. Number two, the marriage is invalid because in Sindh, the province where I live, the minimum age for marriage is 18. She's below 18. They even had an age test. I think they do it through, they call it something, because of the bones, etc. They can tell the age of a person. They said, yes, she's about 14 or 15.
So, and with that, the girl was able to be freed again of the marriage and also be returned to their family and their circumstances.
Not exactly, because in this particular case, surprisingly, after the judgment had been made and the judge was prepared to send her home to her parents, she said, no, I don't want to go home. My father will beat me. So she has been sent, even now she's there, in a government, sort of a shelter for such cases, for women, for girls who have problems. And she is there now. But her marriage has been annulled by the law, and the man who has done it has been taken into custody.
So the Catholic Church is doing a lot in Pakistan, especially on the issue of forced marriage, helping young girls and women who are being coerced into marriage. But what can our viewers do to help and support your work there?
Yeah, it's the people in the forefront, like our Commission for Justice and Peace. It's not just the person who needs help, it's the whole family. So to employ a lawyer that needs money, that needs, and all sorts of other things. Protecting the family, if she has been given back by the court, they need protection after. All these things cost. So that is one way you can help us, your moral support, your prayers to encourage us to carry on this work. Please pray for us.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that our viewers will do that and pray for you, pray for Pakistan. Here with me, thank you again, Cardinal Joseph Coutts from Karachi in Pakistan. Back to you, Tracy. Back to you, Owen. We don't know which presenter.